Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. I have another page for my Winter 2018 mini album, which is a 4x6 mini album. I'm scrapping these pictures, and I'm using the digital version of the collection Hello Winter by Carta Bella. So I have two kind of clusters that I'm working with, one very large one that goes across the 2 pages again, and then one small one. I just had a couple of pictures, and I discovered that my album was kind of getting big, and so rather than creating more pages, I decided to put more photos on one page, which is a little tricky when you are working with such small pages as 4x6. Now my pages are slightly larger than 4x6, but they can easily hold 4x6 elements. And one of the challenges that I find, it will look nice at the end, but it's still one of the challenges that I'm facing with this album is that I gave it a nice edge to the left and the right. And so that edge is not a straight edge. It's kind of like a stamp edge from like a postage stamp and large, but it makes it more difficult in the sense that I can't just go all the way to the edge very easily, or I guess, well, you'll see the back side of the paper peeking from underneath there. But it doesn't really matter. I have gone up over the edge on occasion, so I'm not too picky about it. But here I am working on getting 4 photos onto this page, and so I am squeezing things a little bit, but everything's still kind of worked out. So I was just paying attention as the design goes across the 2 pages that it would still align with that bottom cluster there, because the strip goes straight ahead. The way I had planned it, and if you've watched my previous videos about this album, you'll know that I am planning this in the silhouette, and so I had planned it to go a little higher, the top cluster there, but then I decided to spread out the papers a little more so that you can actually see the patterns. I do like to have the patterns somewhat visible and not all just covered up. That's one of the things that's different from my digital scrapbooking days. I didn't care if a paper was covered up because you just piled things onto the page. But when I'm actually printing things, and then I do want the patterns to be visible, or if I was using paper from a paper pack. So this is what I am doing right now here. For example, with that rectangle, I'm making sure that at the top you can still see some of the pattern. And then there's the 2 photos, so I had to make sure that it still goes a little beyond the photos there, 2 to the left. And so all of this, I'm paying attention to like multiple things as I am putting this page together, like the circle. I ended up putting the circle a little lower than I had in the silhouette. Well, actually in the silhouette I had put the photo a little further down, but in the end it didn't really matter that much to me, because whether you see the circle at the top or at the bottom, in the end you end up seeing that circle, and that's just nice. So then I'm ready to get going with all the embellishments. I have a bunch of embellishments that I cut from that come with the collection there, and I just cut, and I have pretty much run a card along the edge of everything that is a paper that is a straight line. So even the tiniest parts, I have distressed the edges because they just pop up nicer off the page and draw more attention than if I just kept everything flat. So here I'm ready to now start embellishing the rest, and that means I'm using my word strips. These are winter word strips that I have made available as freebie on my blog MistyHilltops.com. I just print them on heavy duty cardstock and then just trim them by hand, and they make nice additions to my pages. And if you're interested, there are freebies on my blog, so just go to mistyhilltops.com and you can find tons of freebies there. So as usual, I am trying to go with a somewhat triangle. So it's just the design principle of 3 there, creating that visual triangle with the embellishments that I'm adding to this page. So there's, again, these are some of the things that come with the collection, and I have used even their cut apart journal cards and things like that, but because I'm using the digital version, I just radically reduce the size of things and make them very teeny tiny, and so they become further embellishments rather than journal cards. And I just like the way, the flexibility that this the digital version will give me. And then I have this die cut word that it says winter, and I just had it in my stash, completely forgot, because it's in one of the Christmassy kind of words, and then I saw it, and then I remembered, no, I really should use that on one of my winter layouts. So I just cut it out, and then here I am adding with stamps the word fun. And because the winter was a slightly bigger word, so I didn't want it to go across the 2 pages there, so I decided to put it there in the corner, even though I don't like it when it's not so much connected to something else. But this is what it is for this page, and I think it's still okay the way it turned out. So then comes the fiddly part where I have to put glue on this tiny strip of paper that makes this word, without actually messing up the entire word full of, and just just putting it full of glue, but it just turns out fine. So I'm ready to put it onto the page, and this is my page done. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.